Larry Heller, the president of Heller Wealth Management out of Melville. Retirement and everything else, certainly what we need to know, putting away a little bit of a nest egg, very important stuff. First time, by the way, we welcome Mr. Heller, always, and a pleasure to have you, sir. These days, Larry, how difficult is it for one to kind of plan for the future?
Well, it's not difficult if you spend some time doing it. Most people don't spend time planning for the future. The number one tip that I give out for 2020, which I do every year, is to figure out how to save a little bit more money. People are retiring or closing in on retirement, and they're not prepared for it. They don't have enough money put away in their retirement plans. So look around, see where you can maybe cut a little bit expenses and put a little bit more money into that 401k plan so it'll grow for you more. So that's where I would start.
As you say, give till it hurts. Pretty much. Remember now, 2019 limit, $19,000. But if you are a 50 or older, Larry, you can contribute. I read what, $25,000 to that?
Yes, it's actually $19,500 for 2020, and you can give another $6,500 to get up to $26,000 in 2020.
The big tip that I read, and I didn't know this, was the fact that you can prepay your real estate taxes on a residence, and you get a discount. I didn't realize a discount can be given on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think that it depends upon the county, depends upon where you live, whether you get a discount for that. Of course, with the SALT deductions living here on Long Island, it may not help you so much on your taxes anymore, but if you can save a few dollars by prepaying, that always helps.
And saving for education, a key, the 529 education savings contributions. You know, we all would love to do it. Sometimes we can't. But I know a lot of people who had done that and better off for it today without question, putting aside money for your kids there.
Yeah, I mean, again, the earlier that you better to do that. The 529 plans are a great way of doing it because you're doing it tax deferred. You know, one of the things also, whether it's your 529 plan or whether it's your 401k plan that I'm saying that you should look at is look at the asset allocation. We see so many people that they go into the 529 plan or especially their 401k plan, and they don't spend any time looking at their investments. They spend more time planning for a trip. But with the market now way up high and rallying, you should be looking at that asset allocation and making decisions, especially if you're getting close to retirement and close to using that money. Maybe you don't have the right allocation in there. So look at the allocation each year. Put more money away into each one of those plans. Like I said, give to it hurts.
No question. Larry Heller, Heller Wealth Management. Listen, paying off your credit cards as far as debt, just how much each month? You want to do as much as you can. You're limited. What about that aspect?
Yeah, you know, some of these credit cards have double-digit interest rates, and you know, people get sucked into these, especially around holiday time. They want to be able to do things for their family, and then they're burdened with these debts and these payments for years to come. So the first thing that you want to do is look at these high-rate credit cards and start knocking them off. Get them down as much as you can and eliminate them. And if you can, don't even go into them in the first place.
No question. And you brought up a good point. I was reading about this. A lot of us have these monthly charges for like subscriptions. We don't even use it anymore. So why not kind of slice and dice that aspect out of that? Talk about that for a sec.
Yeah, so this actually happened because my kids did this, and I got a notice that the credit card expired, and luckily our monthly subscription didn't go again on the annual renewal. So many people sign up through these apps for these monthly subscriptions, and they forget about them. And all of a sudden, you look at your credit card, this one hit and this one hit. So it's real important to stay on top of those to make sure that they don't renew, and of course they do these auto renewals, so they hit you without you knowing then it's too late. So all these little things and saving a few dollars here on these renewal apps and being able to save a little bit more money, you know, really helps.
Tax time, we know, and the biggest thing everybody will always say is check your withholdings. Very important stuff. What about that whole thing?
Yeah, so the withholding tables have changed based upon the new tax law in 2018. So you want to check that or have the help of an accountant to check that to make sure that you're withholding enough money so at the end of the year you don't have to pay a surprise and pay a lot in taxes, or if you're holding too much and the government is having an interest-free loan for you for the entire year. So this year it's important to take a look at that and see what you can do along those lines. And Joe, I'll throw something else out there. With the new Secure Act this year, there's a few new things that you should be aware of and start planning for. If you're age 70 in the past and you were working, you can't contribute to an IRA. Now you're able to contribute to an IRA if you're 70. Also, they've pushed back the required minimum distribution date from 70 to 72. So another great reason why you want to maximize and put as much money into your 401k plan, because you have a few more years for it to grow tax deferred. And finally, the other big thing on the Secure Act, and it may not affect everybody, but if you're going to be giving money as beneficiaries to your children, in the past, they were able to inherit that and take a small amount out over their lifetime called the stretch IRA. Now they're limited to taking money out over 10 years. So some of the new rules in the Secure Act, which was just put in place for 2020, should require you to look at everything and make some decisions.
And I think overall, ladies and gentlemen, Larry, one of the key points of the conversation here is that 401k, right, Larry? I mean, you really have to kind of max it out. As you say, give till it hurts, now more than ever. And that's pretty much, right? Your 401k is so important here.
Absolutely. And if you're young, you should also check and see if your company has a Roth 401k plan. Because if you're in a low tax bracket, it may be better for you to contribute after tax dollars into a Roth. Now when your tax bracket is low, it will then grow tax-free for you. So then when you do have to take that money out, or you don't have to take it out, but when you want to take that money out, now you're taking it out tax-free when you may be in a much higher tax bracket. So look and decide whether or if you have an option of a Roth 401k and whether that makes sense. But again, in both situations, try to get as close to the max, and like I said, give till it hurts.
The key there, Mr. Heller, a pleasure. Hopefully we're going to have you on periodically. Very important, fantastic information. Larry, of course, the president of Heller Wealth Management, right out of Melville. Can't thank you enough for a couple of minutes, Larry. We'll have you on again soon. How's that?
You got it, Jay. Have a great day.